All right, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to our March 9th TEA LEA webinar. Thanks for joining us today. My name is Leo Colecchio, and I'll be your host today. As a quick reminder, the chat feature is disabled. However, you can put questions in the Q&A, and we will have a chance to review your submissions. If you do place an entry into the Q&A, please include your email address so that we will have that as needed. And so for today's agenda, we will be having a presentation on the monthly special education newsletter. And today to talk about that, we have Kim Brannon, who's our Director of Special Education Technical Assistance in the Special Education Programs Division here at TEA. And so with that, Kim, take it away.
All right. I appreciate being here today to give some shout outs to the newsletter that I put out. I will share my screen in a second, but basically I'm going to let y'all know how to sign up for the newsletter, how the newsletter is organized. And honestly, going back, if I was still a special ed teacher in the classroom, I would immediately make sure that I have my name on the listserv to get this this newsletter, because I try to collect special ed news, guidance, announcements, and dates from across the agency. So in multiple different offices at TEA, so that it truly is the SPED newsletter for TEA, not just for SPED programs in the Office of Special Populations and Monitoring. So with that, let me share my screen and walk y'all through a little bit of the newsletter. All right, so I'm not going to go. This is the February newsletter that just went out. Just so y'all know, I send out, in fact, I did it today for the March newsletter. I send out a call for topics across the agency. And then we put that together and it goes out. The newsletter goes out the last Tuesday of every month. So the only month we don't do it is December, because pretty much it's only a few weeks and everybody's off. But the last Tuesday of every month, you should be receiving the newsletter. So first off, just to let you know, this first section that's called announcements, that section will always have, critical due dates, like you need to have operating procedures uploaded in the legal framework by this date, or monitoring dates, or grant opportunities. Those are like the big ticket items that you need to know about, and they usually are time sensitive or they're critical for your special ed needs. Right here in the upcoming date section, you'll see right now we have the March 9th special ed webinar here. We have registration opened for a conference. You'll see some other things in here, and these are all dates again from across the agency, but when maybe grant applications open or close. This was a special little thing that happened a few days ago about Read Across America and a free event that classrooms could take part in. And then here is from another office in the agency about a school mental health database webinar. So you'll see the upcoming dates have quite a variety of things coming up, but those usually contain a very brief few words, maybe a sentence or two about what that date, the importance of that date, and usually contains a link so that you can go and get more information. Also with dates, not every month I find something, but I've started putting in a little did you know about special ed awareness of certain dates across the year. So maybe, like Autism Awareness Month. This last month was developmental disability. So I'll give you a little snippet. It's just some fun facts. This is the clickable table of contents for the bulk of the newsletter. So this will show you the new resources and conferences and things like that we have, and give quite a bit of information about it, and you can click and it can take you right there. So this is our internal department news. So you'll see we post when resources are now out and available for you, the public. We also give information about different programs across the agency. This usually has a button. Almost always I have a button where you can go to register for something, sign up for something, or review the resource. Normally that table of contents, which we're right now working with a new system, we're transitioning to a new system. So I need to fix that table of contents there, but it usually has a national news link too. National news, I gather from various different resources. We get an OSEP newsletter, from the feds. I put in some relevant programs there. I also get things from like the National Center on Systemic Improvement, just some various national resources, maybe things from the IRIS Center or whatever. But this is a nice thing if you want to look outside of Texas for any resources. And again, it's all SPED related. This section, I love having the shout out section. Within the work that the technical assistance team does here, we have grantees that in collaboration create trainings with TEA and then turn those around. Every ESC across the state has a member that turns that training around to the LEAs in their region. And much of that also comes with some coaching or follow-up support component. So here I reserve this for shout outs to regions or even LEAs that have provided a lot of training or have done amazing amount of coaching of their teachers or in some way have grown their skills. So that's the shout out section. The last section at the end of every newsletter is a job listings and a SPED text section. So SPED text section is always going to tell you, here's how you can join the mailing list, and here's how you can go to the searchable locator to locate resources. And then Leo sends me monthly highlights of resources that are available for SPED text for parents and families. And he'll highlight some of those resources here. The job listing sections, and again, these little icons, they are clickable. They should take you right to like the TEA job opportunity page. This takes you right to the homepage of SPED text. But the job listing, I also work with my office, Special Populations and Monitoring, to highlight any of the available positions that are right now available, and hoping that we can get some great educators to apply for them. So this is what was available on the job listings page related to SPED in our office. These were the positions that were available. So without further ado, let me show you how do I sign up for that. So if you just go to the TEA homepage, up at the top, and it's actually on every TEA page, you can click whatever page you want, but up at the top, you have these little orange links up here. If you go to sign up for updates and then fill out your information, you can get to, and we already tested it out. I tested it with my own private Gmail account, and it does go into the listserv list for the newsletter. But if you just click, I want special ed updates, and then submit this form, then you should be receiving the SPED newsletter each month. It'll come in your inbox. All right. I don't think I took the full 10 minutes. I was trying to stretch it because I know I'm the only presenter. Let's see if there are any. All right. There's no Q&A. So that's all I got for you, Leo.
Well, that sounds wonderful. Thank you, Kim, for coming in and presenting today on the newsletter, and for keeping the newsletter going. And thanks to the audience for coming in and being a part of our webinar today. The recording will be posted in the next few business days on the TEA LEA landing page, and our next TEA LEA webinar will be on March 23rd. And so with that, have a great evening. Thank you.
Thanks all. Bye.